Alright, and it has come down to this. What is the number one best film of 2012? It's not Argo, so what could it possibly be? And my choice is none other than Django Unchained, from the man who has influenced probably more young aspiring filmmakers than anyone, Quentin Tarantino. Tarantino continues his ongoing tradition of highly outrageous and wild concepts and turning it into a masterpiece. Django is now a part of that elite list of films that he has under his belt now. I thought Tarantino made his boldest film a couple years ago with Inglourious Basterds, and I didn't think that he would top it, but he seems to set a personal goal for himself to go even bolder with whenever he makes a new film. And with the very touchy subject of slavery involved, Django Unchained has definitely turned a few heads in both positive and negative directions. You know, just look at Spike Lee's recent comments. Yeah, word of advice, Spike, stop worrying about other movies and worry about your own. When is the last time you made a good one? Anyway, again, I'm not dismissing, his opinions on the racial aspects of this film, but I'm just saying, Spike, make a good movie, please. I'm begging you. I like you. Make a good movie. Anyway, I digress. Jamie Foxx is very well cast here as the title character of Django, a slave with a very violent attitude who comes across a bounty hunter by the name of Schultz. And he is, of course, played by Christoph Waltz, and their unlikely partnership just sets the course for an adventure that is, without a shadow of a doubt, just a top-notch storyteller of a film. And I gotta say here, it has this complete share of thrills and just stuff that is so in your face, but you love it when they deliver it to you. Now, Waltz, who stole the show in Inglourious Basterds, and of course has the Oscar to prove it, he here, along with Django, the character of Django, he develops just such a strong partnership, despite the fact that they're completely different, as the movie strolls along just so nicely, and the development of his own character just makes him all the more intriguing from beginning to end, from when you first see him to the end. Waltz plays it to a T, and despite Waltz being the protagonist here, I guess, he has the same small traits that made his character in Inglourious Basterds so intriguing. The fact that you hang on his every word, that you understand the character and his objectives, and that it makes it easier to really embrace him as you watch this movie go on. And he starts out as a mystery, but unfolds with such great range of personality, and is put together just so well by his acting ability. And it's easy to understand why I myself and others just loved it so much. Leonardo DiCaprio, despite not receiving an Oscar nomination, sadly, plays the hateful slave owner Calvin Candy. Now that's a good slave owner name. And here DiCaprio, as versatile as he is, shows a side of himself that is very seldom seen. He's very despicable beyond words here, and he's very easy to hate, but you want to constantly keep seeing him. That's how good he is here. Now, Tarantino, I have to say, he almost makes this stuff seem effortless, especially with the script that has a one-of-a-kind dialogue that is so outrageously maniacal, yet it fits just everything perfectly, and it's not too wordy to the point where you think he's trying too hard. Tarantino is in love with his characters and the story. He didn't do this film to be offensive, and what Spike Lee, being way up on his high horse, fails to understand is that slavery is not being made of light here. It is not being glorified. It's merely an over-the-top depiction of a certain era. Tarantino also embraces the absurd aspects of that any of his stories that actually make this film even more epic than it sounds. And there's no doubt in my mind that he's a man that has a method to his madness. And what I mean by embracing the absurd aspects is that he does it in a way that still, despite its absurdity, makes sense to us. And while Jamie Foxx, I gotta say, may not be recognized in his performance for this film as his co-stars, he steers the ship very well here and is the backbone of this film. And I can't stress that enough. And on top of it all, it was very entertaining to boot. That's kind of the point of the movie. As a viewer, it was just a lot of fun to watch, and I felt fulfilled by what was going on there on that screen. And that's what helps make a film so great. That is why I love this film so much. And sometimes, you just want to be fed something with intelligence. It doesn't need to be complicated. It just needs to be smart. And it makes it all the more rewarding. That is why I love this movie. That's why I love Django Unchained, and that is why Django Unchained is my pick for the best film of 2012, and that is it for the best films of the year. Stay tuned, because I'm coming up with the other side of the coin. That's right. The worst films of the year. Again, like I said, when you thought it was safe to make a bad movie, I'm here to terrorize them. Okay, well, thank you again for watching Bill Chase the Movies, the best films of 2012. Stay tuned for the worst, and until those couple of minutes, I am Bill Chase, and I'll see you at the movies.